Hey everybody, welcome back to Vlogmas day number 3. God used a blanket and a 4-year-old to speak to me, to answer a prayer, and to show me that he cares about the tiniest things. And although I was planning to do a kind of just day in the life of vlog video for Vlogmas day number 3 for you today, I want to talk to you just a little bit about how the tiniest of things matters to God and how he showed me that today with a blankie and a 4-year-old. So I just took my 4-year-old down to a parade in the city we live in, a Christmas parade. We had a lot of fun. It was very cold. I rushed out of the house. I grabbed the blanket, a big fleecy blanket, a zebra striped one, and then I grabbed Genesis blankie that she's had since she was born. I've never had a baby who liked a blankie or a specific thing like that for comfort. Never really had a passy baby until Genesis either, which she doesn't have that anymore, thank you Lord. But she does cling to this blanket of hers, and it's kind of dingy and it's not anything special or spectacular. But she carries it with her a lot, and she uses it for a comfort object, and she sleeps with it every single night. You can probably expect where I'm going with this story. So we go downtown, we have a great time. She gets all kinds of candy and just has a really awesome time and makes memories, and we take pictures. And again, I'm putting some of that footage in my Vlogmas video. You'll probably have a vlog about that tomorrow. If not one day here real soon in Vlogmas. And we gather up everything. We're so excited. We've done the videos, we've done the pictures, we get everything. We get her back to the car. I buckle her up, I give her some candy, and we're heading back home. And she says, "Mommy, where's my blanket?" And instantly I think to myself, I haven't seen your blanket. To be honest, the entire time that we were at the parade, I don't actually remember seeing her blanket, although it must have been there because I know that I gathered it up when we left to go down. Sadly, I did not know where her blanket was, but in that moment, I just said, well, it's probably inside of the big blanket, don't worry. And I said, but you know, we may end up needing to get a new blankie. I was just kind of trying to lay the groundwork in case that was a thing. And instantly she goes, no. And I knew that was not okay to be a thing. So I was just hoping and praying that somehow maybe the little blankie fell out of the big blanket on the way out the door. Maybe it was on the driveway. Maybe it was on the sidewalk, or maybe it never even actually left the house. Maybe it was in the front room. So I get home frantically looking for the blankie and I can't find it anywhere. And I look over at my husband and I say, I think I just committed a serious crime. And he says, what are you talking about? And I begin to tell him about the blanket and how I don't remember seeing the blanket. So I do what anyone would do. I pack up real quick, I grab my bag, get my shoes back on, leave the kids with the husband. I run back downtown. Thankfully, we don't live very far. I'm frantically looking. I look where I parked. I look where we sat. I looked on all of the side streets. I even parked my car and got out and looked in the trash cans because honestly, I just hoped so badly. And I was praying, God, please help me find this blanket. It's important to Genesis. Lord, I know you care about the little things. You have showed me time and time again, you're a constant God. But no matter where I looked, I could not find this blanket. So in a last ditch effort, I posted on a community group for the city that I live in. And I just said, I cannot believe I let this happen, but I lost my daughter's blanket tonight at the parade. And I'm just hoping that someone has stumbled upon the blanket. And I began to get comments right away, tons of people starting to share out the post, which truly really did mean a lot to me that people were willing to help. I did have one comment of a young man who said, well, maybe it's time to break her of the blankie safety habit or something like that. And I don't necessarily think he was trying to be rude, but you know, a mama's heart, and I'm out there freezing looking for this blanket, trying so hard for my daughter to give her this thing that I know that has brought her comfort for the last 4 years. And in my flesh, I wanted to be irritated at this individual, but I thought, no, I just need to focus on what it is that I'm doing. And I can't find the blanket anywhere. People are sharing it. People are commenting, well, you know, if you do the elf on the shelf, maybe the elf can bring her a new blanket tonight, and all these different kind comments. And you know, other moms and grandmas posting saying, we know how this feels. I so hope that you find it, and that kind of thing. And So I didn't know what else to do. It didn't appear as though I was going to be able to find it. And I went inside of the Dollar General because that's originally, I believe, where it was purchased at 4 years ago. And I found a unicorn blanket and a nice unicorn pillow. And I brought it into the house and I said, Genesis, so I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry that I lost your blanket, babe. I said, but I got you something new and I hope you really like it. And I showed it to her and I covered her up with it. And if I was editing these videos, I would insert the picture here. Maybe I'll post it on the community tab. So come and see it after you watch this video and give it a like. And you know, she kind of hung her head down and she was sad, and it made me feel really, really guilty, really bad that I was so careless with something that meant so much to someone who meant so much to me, right? Because sometimes the tiny details that matter to other people, they're insignificant to us. They don't really matter. So we don't value sometimes the things that aren't valuable to us personally. And of no fault of my own, no intentional fault, but just being in a hurry and being careless and not really thinking about it. But you know, God saw fit to care about that tiny detail, even in the midst of me being in a rush and in the midst of me not being intentional and paying attention. The Lord had already paved the way to show me how much He cares about the things that I care about and how much He cares about the things that my daughter cares about. He showed me time and time again how much the little things truly do matter. I made a video a while back about a ball. If you didn't see it, I'll link it below. But anyways, so I give her this blanket and I wrap it up and I show her the unicorn pillow. And she hung her head down for a minute. And I said, but you know what? I said, it was really cold outside tonight, remember? And she said, yeah. And I said, you know, I said, maybe because I dropped the blanket on an accident, I said, maybe somebody picked it up because they were cold and they used it and it helped to keep them warm. And I said, I bet Jesus would really have liked that if somebody was able to get warm from your blankie and maybe you helped somebody. And she just looked up at me and she said, maybe I helped somebody. I helped somebody with my blankie, Bubba. That's what she told my 15-year-old. And she had the new unicorn blanket in the pillow. And I could tell she liked them, but it wasn't the same. And God knew it wasn't the same either. And within just a matter of a couple of moments, I saw that I was tagged in something on Facebook. So I opened it up and it says, I sent you a message. I found a blanket. And I opened it up and the girl asked me to describe what the blanket looked like. She said her son's brother's daughter had said, hey, is this his blanket? And she said, I'm not sure. I'll take it home and ask. Long story short, it did not belong to them. She said, describe the blanket, and so I did. And she said, is this it? And she sent a couple pictures, and I'm frantically looking. And I find one picture that I can find where we have the blanket, and it was of Abel and I at the altar praying at church, and he had the little blanket in his lap. And I think it really just is so, so helpful to know that we serve an on-time God. He cares about the little things for you and for me. And I care about the little things for you as well. So if you have any prayer requests, please comment them below. I'd like to go into prayer before I go to sleep today on Vlogmas day number 3. And take your little things to the Lord in prayer. I thank you for staying kingdom-minded with me. I thank you for listening how God cared about the little things for Genesis and the little things for me. And friends, He cares about the little things for you too. We serve a detail-oriented God. Thank you for watching Vlogmas day number 3. Give this video a big like so others can be encouraged by just the simple faith of a child and how the tiny things of our lives matter to God. Thank you so much for watching. Comment below and let me know that you stopped by. And if you're looking for a fancy outro, let me play my guitar for you. That's all I got.